Alright folks, so here's a little update on the Biscayne here. This is something real quick, and just figured I'd let y'all know that I think we're going to try and salvage this piece of trim that's on this side under this lower windshield here. We can straighten this. It's got two little spots. It's got one little kink right in here. You can see it. It's just barely there. And then it's got just a little bit bent right in here. You can see it. But I honestly think this can be saved, because I mean, like, I was starting to rub that off there. It's dirt. And that thing will polish right on up. I mean, I think it'll be pretty nice. It looks like it's got scratches on it on camera, but it's actually not. That's just the shadow. There we go. Got a bunch of trees in the background, so that's what you're seeing reflecting that. But yeah, here's another side here. See, it's just the reflection in it. But anyway, I think we're going to save this piece here, and I think I'm going to try and just go on and save this piece too, because they want almost $100 online. Well, anywhere from about $50 to about $100 just for this piece of trim that goes right here in front of our vent glass here. So I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to keep what we got. After all, we want to keep this car original, you know, as much as possible. I mean, granted, it'd be original anyway when I replace it. You know, still technically be quote-unquote original. But I want to keep it original to this car. That's what I want to do. So I think we can straighten these two, you know, a few issues out, get these two dents out of it. And, you know, straighten this trim out a little bit, because this trim will go back down. Yeah, all it is a couple screws on it, and this will go back down like it's supposed to, and then we can push that back in. I think we can mess with that and get that straightened. I honestly do. Now, I got the other piece on the way, so I found one that's decent shape, and it's supposed to be coming from Kentucky, so I got that on the way. So we'll have the trim that goes on this side as well. And then, of course, we already got our trim that goes on this, where our vent glass for our driver's side door would be. But we have that. I've already had that. So that will make all this pretty much complete. The only two pieces we still got to get is this two pieces of trim that goes on the top here above our windshield. So I got to locate those two yet. And then I still got to find that centerpiece that goes in front of our speaker here for our garnish moldings. It's supposed to be a little square that's got a hole drilled in it, and it's got a screw in it that connects the two pieces of trim, slash we'll call garnish molding these that go around the windshield and all that good stuff. See, there they are right there too. And something else I'm trying to figure out here is how in the world the sun visors went. Now, I did notice that, you know, they are gone. I had forgotten about that. And then they had 3 screws, evidently. But what I was trying to figure out is I think it's like my Etzel. Now, I've noticed on some of the Impalas, the sun visors, you know, you screw them up there, they come across, and it's got a little piece, like a little pin kind of, I guess we'll call it, that sticks out. And it's got some of the rear view mirrors here, they got a piece on it that it just sits on top. You know, that's how your sun visors fold down and up. That's what holds them up so they're not, you know, sitting down like that. And I think it might be like my Etzel, to be honest, because my Etzel doesn't have them, so I guess they just hang there. So I might have to just find the sun visors. So if I can find the sun visors in the brackets, that'll take care of that issue. I don't think a rear view mirror is going to be that big a deal. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm really happy about that. So I got to find, I'm still 100% sure that there was a square piece that had a hole drilled in it that hold our 2 garnish moldings that were connected on both sides, just like I showed in a previous video. I'm almost betting money it had to been. The 55 to 57 Chevys had it. I'm sure the 58 did too. I almost put money on it, did. I know it did. And the 59 I'm not quite sure about. The 60 I'm not either, but I think it did. I really do. So I got to locate that. That can be made very easily. I mean, that's just basically a piece of sheet metal and just drill a hole in it. I mean, just bend the ends a little bit, and you would never know. That could be made, but it'd be nice to find something original like that. But granted, you know, something small like that, I don't want to be paying, you know, arm and leg for it. But we got to find that, and we find our two upper now. We got to find our two upper stainless that goes around our windshield there. We got to find them two pieces that go on top, and that'll almost wrap this thing almost up. It'll take us to our front end here, pretty much. So we'll be focusing on that now, almost. Now I do, like I mentioned before in the video before, this is a real short one. I did purchase a door, so I have the driver's side door that's coming for this car, and from according to the pictures, I gotta ask the fella again, but it's I'd say about a 90% door, 90% complete, I should say. So what I'm hoping with that is, as long as it's as complete as, you know, what it looks like in the pictures, and it's got everything on it. It's even got the door panel on it too. Looks like it has the window winders too, the door handles, all that stuff. So that's excellent. So if I get that door like that, and it even has the hinges. So that should take care of our issue down there too. So if it comes with everything that's in the pictures for, what I paid for it and all, I mean, I got to get it shipped. But that would be a pretty good deal, because that would take care of that issue down there. And then obviously we got something to cover up this giant hole on the side here. It's something we can open and close. You know how nice it's going to be to, we'll come on to this car here. We're going to open the door up, and look, now it's open. Now it's closed. See how cool that is? That'd be so awesome. Let's do that again. I got to do that again. So we can get that door here. It won't be just as smooth as this. You'll be able to come up to it. Won't be a giant hole there, of course. You'll be able to put your hand on there, open the door up. Look, now it's a giant hole there. Huh. Uh-oh, let's close that on up here. Yeah, look how nice that would be. That'd be so nice. But anyway, y'all get the concept of that. It'd be a little bit closer to a quote-unquote functional car here. That's what we'll say here, because I still got that giant question mark here. That was for the 256 cylinder. Will it fit in this Biscayne? And like I mentioned, we're not going that route. So we're using our question mark again here. So you have to turn your head when you watch this video here. Hopefully I'm not making you dizzy there. But our giant question mark now. So our next question, as we're using our question mark here, is how complete that door is when I get it. So we will know how complete it is. But if it's as complete as it looks in the pictures, that would be awesome. It'd be very, very awesome. And I won't, have too terrible amount of money in it. So that'll be good. But that is our next question, is how complete that door is. So as long as it comes with our hinges and everything we need. I couldn't tell for sure if it had the glass in it or not. But I think it does. It looked like they just rolled it down. So I got to talk to that fella again, and sounds like a pretty nice fella there. And he actually offered to let his friend bring it to Virginia here, and because he was passing through anyway, and I just pick it up. If he brings it through Virginia, and just give him a couple bucks for or whatever, because he was coming this way anyway to pick it up. Well, traveling anyway, but that way I could just pick it up and not have to worry about shipping. But, with my work schedule and all that, that's not going to work. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pay, crazy amount of money to have it shipped. But I want it. I need it. And that was my goal, was to get it by Christmas. And so far, looking kind of good. We're still waiting, though. I got to figure out what the shipping's going to be. I'm figuring, kind of got a number in my head. So, hopefully, it ain't crazy like I'm thinking. But we'll see. But anyway, so we'll get our door there. And then that'll take care of that issue. We got to find out about our little square piece that goes on the garnish mounting in front of our speaker. And then I got to locate the two stainless trim pieces for the top of our car there. And that way we can get all our trim around our windshield. That'll be 100% complete. And I got to figure out about these sun visors too. I think they just sit in there like my Edsel. I think they do, because I noticed on the Impalas, on the rear view mirror, the actual bracket is what I'm talking about. It had a little piece that kind of was cast into it, I guess you would say. Or not, maybe not cast, but that's chrome, but whatever. Y'all know what I mean, is it would rest, the sun visor would rest on that, and as you fold it down, it kept it from, flopping up and down. But let me show you on my Edsel here. I'll show you what I'm talking about, a little better example. Alrighty, so we come over to our Edsel here, and, well, hold on, let me show that again here. I didn't capture it on camera. But we come up to our Edsel here, and look, we got a door. Ain't no hole there. No giant hole at all. But we come up to our Edsel here, we open our door up here, and to talk about the sun visors, this is what I'm talking about. So we got two things I showed in the previous video. There is the center piece. Right in the center. Except we need it for a 59 Chevy, Bel Air, Biscayne, Impala, whatever. All pretty much the same. But look, it ties in these two garnish moldings that come around on top of our dash on both sides. So I still think that car would have had one, had to have. So that's what I need. That's an example. Right there. Hole drilled in it, screw in it. That's what I need. Alright, our next issue is the sun visors. So I'm guessing on that Biscayne, we look at our sun visors on the Edsel, I'm just using it as an example. But the design of it is, they just fold down like this. There's a bracket. And we got a huge crack in there. But these are original. But anyway, it folds down. But if we look over here, I put my hand there, it's nothing in the middle. So it can, flop up and down like that. Realistically, they really don't do that riding down the road. Well, these might, because, these are deteriorated like crazy. But anyway, that's what I was talking about. Now, on some of the rear view mirror brackets for the 59 Chevy, like Impalas and Bel Airs, I guess, or whatever. Maybe it was an upgrade. They had a little piece on the rear view mirror somewhere in here, and it had a little pin that come across, and they would rest on top of that. So I guess it kept it from, flopping up and down. That's what I'm guessing there. So we don't really care about a rear view mirror bracket. We're not switching that out. We're going to keep what we got. But I'm guessing when it boils down to it is we had two different style of sun visors in our car. See, our passenger side the same way. It's nothing there in the middle. They just, flop up and down. So that's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. We're going to, close off our giant hole here. So this car, you can close that off. It's going to be nice. I hope it works out with that door on that car. That'd be awesome. But anyway, I hope that really shows a really good example of what I'm trying to, show y'all what exactly I'm talking about and be on the same page. So if y'all want to know, they must have had two different style of sun visors for that 59, Impala, Bel Air, Biscayne, whatever model it is. Biscayne, obviously it's the cheapest, lowest model, at the time you could get. Well, it's always just been the cheapest. Then it went to the Caprice. Caprice was the next cheapest. I think the Caprice, correct me if I'm wrong, succeeded the Biscayne. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So we got a couple other things to figure out on that. We got the sun visor to figure out, and we got that little square piece to figure out yet. So I got to figure them two things out. And I'm trying to figure out if it's two style of brackets or if they're the same where that sun visor mounts to it. Because I always thought, the sun visors, they just slip on that little pin there, and that's pretty much it. Because you can recover them sun visors, very easily there. So I got to figure that out. So we got the sun visor issue and that little square piece for our garnish moldings to solve them two mysteries. Because, we got our question mark over here, and we got to get rid of it. I need to know the real answer. I need to know it. So if y'all know out there, how that was designed, and, I've looked through my assembly manual for this car. Can't find nothing on the garnish molding. Haven't really looked for the sun visors yet, so I got to look through that book yet. And, had to been two different styles, because I noticed on the rear view mirrors, they don't have that little piece for them little pins to rest on like this one. And then some of them do. So maybe that was a quote-unquote upgrade, so your sun visors don't flop up and down. That's all I'm guessing. But anyway, we got to figure that out. And I got to wait on the feller to give me a quote on the shipping and all that. I done paid for the door, but I got to get it shipped. And probably be about, another 2-3 weeks before I get that door. It's going to be a while. before I get it. You know, I just pay him a little bit of time here. But I got to get that, and then he's got a radiator support too. So I may wait. I might end up getting that radiator support he has too. Now, it's got the typical rot, just like this one, you know, where it bolts to our frame here. And I don't think these cars, that's another mystery. We'll wait on that. I don't think it is no bushings where it rests on top of that frame. Now, this frame is perfect on this car. It's got surface rust, but it's not rotted out anywhere. It looks worse what it is. What you're seeing down there, what's rotted, is the radiator support. But anyway, you know, it's got the typical rot on the radiator support right in there where it mounts, but that can be fixed. I have to show you a little better angle, but there, this side's not as bad. But, you know, you got the bolt goes through it and bolts to the frame. I don't think it is no actual rubber, quote unquote, bushing that's in there. It might be, might not be. There's our motor mounts. Original GM factory motor mounts. V8. So I got to look at that, and he actually has this ballast panel too. So he's got that ballast panel, and he's got the radiator support. And to get back to the beginning of the video, what I was talking about, or trim and all that good stuff, really when it boils down to it, I think that's really, honestly, that's really all we need. If we can get this ballast right here, this one's rotted to pieces, get that, get a good one that's put back on it. He's got one that's got a little rot in it, but it's savable. You know, it really is savable. And, you know, they don't reproduce hardly any sheet metal for these cars. They make the floor pans, and they make, luckily, the braces for them. And then I believe they make the trunk pan. And they make the little, you know, they make patch panels, you know, for your lower fenders. And, you know, they make stuff like that in the bottom of the quarters. I think they make the rocker panels for it. But as far as actual sheet metal, you know, like doors and fenders and hoods, nothing. They don't make anything like that. You know, deck lids, they don't make any of that stuff either. So, and he actually has this, he called it a splash guard, but the lower ballast. So I guess everybody's calling this ballast panels. You have the one under the hood, which is what I need. Then you got the one underneath the grill and in between the bumper, which this one on this car, luckily, it's savable. Still good. And then you got the ones that typically rot underneath the bumper. This one's completely gone. The one on the back of this car is just about not quite perfect, but it's savable. It's actually usable. And you know, they repop them, but they want a crazy amount of money. They want almost $1,000 just for 3 pieces on the rear, and then I think it's 2, it looks like, on the front. That's what it looks like. But it's just crazy how much they want for that. And I don't like reproduction. I really don't. I'm trying to get away from it. I want original GM stuff that I know is going to bolt up, and it's going to fit right, and it's going to look right. And you can still tell in body lines and all that, you know, it won't be 100% stamped correct, and you'll still be able to tell. But he's got the, like I said, he's got a radiator support for it. It's got the little bit of rot where it bolts to the frame, but, you know, I think that could be fixed. And you pretty much on these cars, you know, like I said here, what you got is what you got. It's pretty much like, kind of like the Etzel thing here. What you got is what you got, and, you know, you just got to make the best of it. And unless you're willing to pay, you know, a pile of money for good original parts, you know, somebody like me, a poor boy like me, I can't afford that. I just want to get a radiator support that's good, that's straight, it's not all bent up like this and you know, screwed up. I want to get one that's actually usable. So he's got one that looks really good. I mean, it's got some surface rust, a little bit of rot where it mounts to the frame. But I was thinking I might be able to, that I could cut some of the bottom off this one, because this one's trash anyway. And, you know, you take 2 of them, make one good one, quote unquote. But I'm just going to you're just going to have to make it where it's rotted on the bottom. So I'll probably end up getting that, possibly. But if I could get that, along with, I already done purchased the door, of course, and get this ballast here, and, you know, eventually later on, we'll get these 2 pieces that go in our bumper here. It'll be pretty much about done. I mean, I got to get the headlight buckets, sort that issue out there, because they're completely rotted to pieces. But, you know, we could actually get this car, we take our time, we'll get this front clip off of it, and if I got to cut bolts off of it or whatever, just to save it so we don't mess nothing up, that's what I'll do. But, so I might end up, you know, getting everything kind of, I guess you would call it a lump sum, maybe. I'll just take and get the door. I'll tell him hold on to it. and you know, I'll pay him a little bit of time here and get that radiator support and that ballast there, and that would be awesome. Get all that stuff, get all in one shot, and it would be good. And he's a good feller. You know, I don't really know him that well, but he seems like a good feller. And you know, I actually bought the trim piece that goes on the lower windshield. I just bought that, so I got that too, and that was actually really good price. That wasn't bad at all. So I got that coming, and then I gotta get the upper ones. Oh, what I was gonna mention for in this video here, I'm gonna close this out here. The from what I've been told from Iowa Classic Cars, I messaged them, I talked to them, and you got to be careful. This is a two-door, well, not two-door, four-door post car for now, quote unquote, for now. And being a post car like that, the upper moldings are different. So I'm gonna have to find them either off a two-door post or either obviously another four-door, of course, would work. And if it's a hardtop, he told me that everything is the same except for the trim, the two pieces on top. So I'm gonna have to be careful about that. I'll have to figure out what exactly is different. So I gotta watch out for that. But anyway, I figure I'll make an update here, and still working on this Durango here, still. But I have gotten a few more things for it, and so hopefully it won't be too much longer. I got to pick up some gear oil yet, and I got to go. I think I'm going to probably end up just making the piece to attach to my puller so I can get them axle bearings out. And I think I'm going to end up just making my own slam hammer. Not slam hammer. Sorry there, folks. Slide hammer. So I might end up making my own slide hammer so I can get these wheel bearings out, get my new ones in, and get this thing sitting on the ground. And I hope here soon, because, man, I got to get this thing on the road. So it's going to be just a little tiny bit longer, but we're getting a little bit closer. Bought a couple other tools to help get this thing together. So I got some drill bits. I needed those. I got new tire valve stems, which is, they weren't too expensive. So I bought those. We're going to throw them in our wheels. So we'll have that much done. And then I'm just going to save money up until I get the money to take the wheels up and the tires and get them out and balanced. So that's basically where I'm at now with it. It's just, you know, trying to come up with the money to get that done. And then we'll have to do our alignment and get our state inspection done. And then we're going to be done with it for now. The rest of the stuff, like I said, it's just going to have to wait. We'll do it later on after we drive it. But anyway, this video is mostly about our Biscayne here. Make some updates on it, because, you know, I like the Durango on. You know, I like it and all, but, you know, I want to get that thing wrapped up so I can move on to this. And I'm starting to get more excited about this now. And plus, I am still excited about that, but, you know, it's just waiting on getting them couple things done. I mean, we're going to start driving it, and we're going to move on to this. And I'm getting excited for both. That, being back on the road, and this. Well, this won't be on the road yet, but making it complete. So anyway, y'all take care, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all like the videos, and y'all take care, and I will see y'all later. Bye. Stay tuned for the next video.